CAS hour is over, but this is my reflection on finishing up the Earth Prize with Angelo. So this morning we both uploaded. One of the things I would say we've struggled with is being able to sit down together and work, because we don't have any common classes at all, or any common... My face is very red, I'm very tired and very warm. Because we don't have any common classes, it's very difficult for me to find him and be like, okay, we need to work on this now. Sorry, I've just realised how gross the back of my hair is, so... So then it's very difficult for us to actually sit down and plan and work on it together. So throughout this entire process, we've only sat down for about 5 minutes to get a load of work done, and that's been it. Yeah, so I'd definitely say hasn't been the easiest of things to do. I always think that you should sit down as a group to finish something, but you know, it really does depend on what you're doing or who you're doing it with. So I'd say we actually did really well at that point. Yes, sorry, let me get back on this. Sorry, I've lost my brain. And so that's been quite difficult throughout this. However, what I think is really incredible is that without sitting down, we've managed to complete this amazing piece of work. The great thing is Angelo uploaded 2 documents I didn't know he was working on, which is fantastic because I feel like lots of our things need more elaboration, but he wasn't able to give it in the space that we had. So he's done that. We've also uploaded our financials, and he's given them really good names. So we now have 3 supporting documents, which is great because I think the more like supporting documents you give and the more you're able to explain and make sense, the more, you know, sorry. The more chance we have of getting further. We're going to know if we've got any further on the 13th of February. I don't think we will have got very further. I think our idea is really good and I think our execution is really good, but we also, it is 1 in 100 teams that gets selected, and I don't know if we'd make that, because I think it's actually, they make a list of scholars first, whether they think they've done, hey, you've done a really good job, and then about a month later they have finalised it down to 10. Yeah, so that'll be really, really insane if we manage to get that far, which I think will be really impressive. But yeah, we submitted today, and the problem was that quite a lot of last night Angelo was having problems with his work, and I think generally he tends to work late at night, which always makes me feel a little bit guilty because when he was messaging me I was sitting on the sofa watching some telly. Yeah, so then after Angelo did, so then he was struggling with that, and I was struggling a little bit to understand what he meant, because sometimes in voice messages nobody's very clear, but we managed to work through it, and I got his final messages this morning being like, okay, I'm done. So I then, and he pressed everything like submit, I double checked, and he said, do I have to press this last button? So I double checked, press submit, and we got the email earlier this morning. I was then approached from Miss IS about it, and she also said we'd uploaded. She'd also asked if we'd uploaded, and we had, because she probably got the email last night about it. Yeah, so what I would say about this process was that it has been surprisingly, I've actually liked it. Like, I thought I would really struggle with it, and I didn't want to do it at first because I was like, oh, I've got enough CAS. But actually what I've been able to do is really, really move forward and further with it as I've gone along, and create what I think is like a really, really cool project. And what we've done, I'm really proud of, because what we did was we split it up in a really smart way. Angelo took the more technical, more knowledge-based parts, and then I picked the more general or understanding what he means, and then Googling and researching and trying to find like what the resources we would need, because that's definitely my specialty. I'm very good at figuring out, okay, if we need this, then we need that and this and that and the other, because I'm quite analytical and organised. So these sorts of things, like I suggest an Excel spreadsheet, which is incredible because it gives people a full cost breakdown, and they can see that our math is right, and they could see like our sources. Yeah. Sorry, got quite knocked up. Sorry, I always get, my hair is very messy today. Yes, and then after that, what we had, yeah. And then after that, once we'd uploaded and it was done, we were very happy with it. And I think that throughout the process, we worked, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, really well together. I'd say definitely has been a challenge was, because it's been all remote and we've all been on the same document, the document has been a challenge. We've had some issues where things won't get rid of highlights or suggestions and things are in different fonts because, I've done a bit of work on it on Word offline and then gone back and put it online because I needed to have the reference. And sometimes it's always really difficult to sync with those things, especially when two people are on the same document at once, which means we've had words crash, and it's been quite a journey, especially since we started this in about early December, late November. Yeah, so thank you.